Hi Enneagram 2, Susan Storm here. So I just wanted to jump on really quick today and talk about stress. So I actually tried recording this on my phone and it didn't work. Let's see. So I have had a lot of emails recently from 2s that are dealing with stress, and they're finding it very frustrating because they're disintegrating to 8, which really throws them off. They tend to feel like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Why am I acting this way? So I wanted to get on here and just really quickly talk about why 2s are getting stressed, what they can do about it, why that 8 switch happens, and what they should do instead. So 2s, first of all, I want to applaud you because you're the most selfless people that I've ever met in my life. My sister is a 2. She's also my very closest friend. And there's this constant dynamic with her when she's talking to me or anyone else where if she starts talking about herself, she feels this immediate compulsion to switch the direction and make the conversation about someone else and to turn it back to the other person because she starts feeling selfish or bad that she's taking up any kind of space whatsoever. And this is really common with 2s where they feel like they need to make everything about the other person. And if they are talking about themselves or if they're asking for help, that they're somehow selfish, that they're attention seeking. They start thinking all these negative things about themselves when they try to express their own personal needs. And so what happens often is that as they start to feel stressed, rather than trying to actually take time for themselves, this hair is driving me crazy, but actually instead of trying to take time for themselves, what they do is they give other people the things that they actually need and want. So if they need comfort, they give other people comfort. If they need support, they give other people support. If they need someone to really listen to them and empathize with them, they do that for someone else. And some part of them hopes that vicariously they'll be able to get the same comfort and support that they're giving others, or that the other person might notice and give it back to them in return. But often this doesn't happen. And so over time, they just keep overextending themselves until they reach a point of burnout. And that's when that 8 erupts from the surface. And 8 comes out to protect them, but it's a much more angry, aggressive, confrontational stance than the 2s are used to having. And they can feel very overwhelmed and shocked by this inner transformation. And they can start picking fights with people. They can be more bossy and controlling. They can be more protective of their space and their time. And they can really damage relationships, which is so frustrating because they give so much that it feels just like such a slap in the face to have this moment of actually getting angry and then having people just be hurt because you've already worn yourself out so much. So instead of solving the problem, it just tends to make things worse for the 2. And what I want to talk about is how you can actually integrate to 4 so that you can get the help you actually need. So 2s, when they're at their best, they start integrating 4. 4 is the individualist Enneagram type, and that type is much more focused on self-analysis, understanding self, your own personal emotions, your own personal desires, your real motivations. So when you integrate 4 as a 2, you start becoming more aware of what you actually want, where your real motives are when you give to other people, and what you actually need, and you start actually prioritizing that. So this can look like setting boundaries with people and saying, I'm sorry, I can't help out with that right now because my plate is too full, and actually taking some time for yourself. It can look like actually expressing your desires without fear, without apologizing. It's okay to have needs. It's okay and good to ask for help and to express yourself. When you are integrating to 4, you usually become more creative. So if you are feeling stressed, if you feel that kind of bubbling up of stress, maybe it's a sign that you should pull away and take a little time to breathe, to figure out what you want, to figure out your own personal needs. But also maybe it would be a good time to practice an artistic skill or play a musical instrument or listen to music. Just do something that gets you into that creative space or that emotional space that you need to really understand yourself. As you start integrating 4 more into your life, then you can start feeling that stress dissolve a little bit, because now you're actually meeting your own needs rather than giving in hopes that someone will get the hint and help you get the emotional support you need. Because the thing is, even if you're in an unhealthy state and you're talking to someone and they start trying to help you, then usually you'll just turn the conversation back around to them again. You'll go back into autopilot and you won't actually accept the help, because you'll start feeling selfish, or you'll start feeling like you're not good enough. And that vice of the two, which can be pride, can take over, and you're like, I actually don't need help. I've got it all together. So if you are hoping that people will get the clue and give you emotional support, rather than actually directly stating what you need and actually prioritizing yourself, then a lot of times you will deny the support even when it's been given. So there's a lot more about this in the article. I just thought I'd hop on really fast and just go over this quickly. But there's more in the article on my website today at psychologyjunkie.com. And I hope this has been helpful. And to all the twos out there, you guys are amazing and you are so deserving of the support, the help, and the love that you give to other people. But also, you are worthy not because of the things that you do and how kind you are and how selfless you are. You are worthy for who you are. You do not have to empty yourself of all your needs to be seen and valued and loved. It is 100% okay and good to have needs. Just remember that today. I know it might seem basic, especially if you've been studying the Enneagram for a while, but I think we all, especially twos, need that reminder. So have a wonderful day and see you next time.